Hello, welcome back to Roll for Good. Today we're raising money for the Trans Lifeline. We're 3/4 of the way to our goal, but we still need your help to get there. As incentives, we're offering some special things as we launch into this game of Call of Cthulhu. For a $5 donation, you can give a player advantage or disadvantage on a roll, or if you're a Call of Cthulhu purist, a bonus die or a penalty die. Bear with us. For $10, you can trigger a character flashback. For $15, somebody will roll a sanity check. Or for $20, one of us will tell you a dad joke. Between you and me, for $50, we'll stop telling dad jokes, but that's just off the books. Anyway, I'm Steve Anderson. Hi. And I'll be running these fantastic players through my new scenario, Arkham Fire. First, though, let's meet the people who make the magic happen. That is, of course, our players. So, Nick, who are you? What do you do? Where can people find you?
Hi, everyone. I'm Nick LaRue. I am an author, screenwriter, film critic. You can find me over at nicklarue.com. You can find me on Bsky at Film Snobbery. And you can also find me, my film criticism stuff over on filmsnobbery.com. I am playing Pierce, who is a mechanic here at our fun Call of Cthulhu session. And I'm really looking forward to what we're doing here, and it's all for a worthy cause, and I'm loving it. This is going to be fun.
Okay, and go ahead and popcorn it over to somebody else.
Oh, let's go ahead and let's head on over to let's see. Let's go ahead with Mike.
Hey, so I am Mike. You can find me on Bsky at runlikecraig or Instagram at runlikecraig1979, where I have like 3 posts because I'm old, as you can gather by the 1979 bit. I am an actual play performer, game writer, creator of terrible NPCs for your games. Hit me up if you want one of those. They are awful and will ruin your friends forever. I today will be playing Turner, who, when he's not a firefighter, is apparently a writer and a poet, which is something close to my heart. So let's hope we can bring a bit of synergy with that. Very much looking forward to jumping into this, and yeah, let's go.
And Doc.
Hi, everybody. I'm Doc. I write things for Call of Cthulhu on the Miskatonic Repository. My socials, if you want to find me for just about anything, is on my Linktree, linktree.com/docbones. Feel free to find things I've written there, things I'm performing on there. And I am playing Vaughn, our young gun, fresh out of the academy, first fire. Everything's going to be fine, and we're all going to get out of this perfectly okay.
Yep, perfectly okay. No trauma whatsoever. And again, I'm Steve. You'll find me playing all over Twitch and YouTube. You can find me on the socials at TallHalfling, sometimes TallHalflingRPG. And you can find this scenario, Arkham Fire, on DriveThruRPG, where it just, and I mean just this morning, went silver. So, woohoo! All right. So, as you may have gathered already, our investigators are all firefighters. They work with the fire department in Arkham, Massachusetts. Now, being a firefighter anywhere means you've got to be ready for just about anything. You never know what to expect. The range of possibilities are just a little bit wider in Arkham, though. One day you're rescuing people in long hooded robes. The next you're finding the charred remains of a creature that should never have existed. Actually, you tell me. Let's start with Mike. So we know that Turner is a writer. What was the last call you all went out on? House fire, industrial accident, cat in a tree?
So the last call we went on was an industrial fire in a plant down by the waterside, and like everything was was pretty standard until
I'm going to cut you off right there.
Oh.
Nick, what was the weird part of that call?
Until, as we were doing a sweep of the place, trying to make sure that we got out all the survivors, we found one room that was completely sealed off. We were able to kind of take our axes and what are those breaker bars that we have. We were able to kind of like wedge them in and be able to open the door, but it was a completely let's just say that in our research getting to the place, this place wasn't on the map. Like, this wasn't in the blueprints. So we called on down to down the stairs to this, room that we were kind of entering down into for survivors. And we did hear something answer back, but it didn't sound like people.
Okay. And Doc, Vaughn is a new recruit. He's been... Sorry, I should check. Pronouns?
He, him is fine. No.
He, him.
Yeah.
Okay. Didn't want to assume. So Vaughn is a new recruit. He's been through training, of course, but this is his first real world assignment. And in the last few days, as he's been finding his feet here at the Arkham Fire Department, these are the kinds of stories he's been hearing. What does he think?
He thinks that a lot of it is just played up to scare him a little bit. I mean, he's the new guy. I'm as the character, I'm expecting the hazing to go through, the elaborate stories, the over the topness of, oh hey, did you know that cat we pulled out of a tree actually had 9 tails and 3 heads? So it's clearly the guy's just playing pranks and playing up these stories. I mean, let's not forget yesterday they did put shaving cream in my helmet, just thinking I wouldn't notice, but I had an older brother. I know what to look out for from all of you.
Yeah, I'm sure you had it coming. I have been given a nudge to remind you that there is also a giveaway going on for a Walking Dead game. There should be details about that in the chat. So you're all at the fire station. You're having this conversation. Some of you telling stories, some of you eyeing them very warily. And then the bells start to ring. The alarms go off. You're all well trained. You leap into action, and moments later, the doors are sliding open, and a whole convoy of emergency vehicles are tearing off into the night. Sirens wailing. We've got trucks with all the hoses. We've got trucks with all the pumps. We've got an ambulance. We've got the fire chief's little truck. We zero in on basically a fire rescue truck. So it's got the big turret style ladder on top. You got portable extension ladders on the side. We slide on into the cab. Who do we find driving?
That's a good question. I think it would probably be myself as the mechanic. I probably also am the lead driver on that one as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then you can go ahead and give me a drive roll.
Oh, yes, I can. Let's see here. Drive. Here we go. Drive. Auto. That that's a failure. That's a 95.
Okay, that's a 95 over 45.
Mm-hmm.
So 1 point off from being a fumble. To clarify for our audience, usually if you get a 100, the worst roll you can possibly get, that's a fumble. But if your skill is under 50, then it's 96 and above. So almost truly disastrous.
Yeah, my head is not in the game right now. I'm kind of having an issue from our previous thing where fire got a little bit too close to call, and I still am missing half a mustache. Yep. And so I'm still a little rattled.
Okay, so you're weaving through these narrow residential streets. there is a nasty scratching, scraping noise down the whole length of the side of the truck that ends with a very heavy thump as you crunch through the boughs of a prize old oak tree on a residence front yard, and ultimately bang against the trunk. And I will tell you, had you gotten that one more to be a fumble, the Chief's truck would have been right behind yours. And yeah, but as it is, you're going to have some painting to do. You're going to have some waxing to do, and you're going to have some apologies to make to whoever owns that house. Hopefully, nobody important.
It sounds like newbie work to me.
Yeah, well, we'll see. At any rate, a couple minutes later, you're pulling up outside a beautiful old Victorian house. There's a wide front porch, big bay windows to either side of that, and then basically the same thing again on the second floor. It is a two-story house, but then there is a central tower that reaches up above in the middle. And as you're climbing out of the truck, getting yourselves organized, as the other crews are getting started with the water and the foam, you can all go ahead and give me a spot hidden.
Wow.
Ouch. Okay, well, we got a 99 over 60, a 64 over 50, and an 80 over 43.
We're doing great.
This is exactly how I love to start a session off of.
Yep. I am tempted to say that those weird voices you were hearing down in that sealed room are still kind of banging around in your heads, which is particularly weird for Vaughn, who wasn't there, didn't hear them firsthand, and doesn't really believe that they're real, and yet
I'm hopped up on that adrenaline of the first real fire. Like, this is gonna be great. I'm on a swivel, just looking around everywhere as I go, just seeing nothing but trying to look at everything.
So as you're excited looking at everything, as Turner and Pierce are a little bit distracted, wondering if they maybe need like a migraine pill or something, the chief crosses his arms and points at what you should have seen. Yes, our fire cat wants to say hello. On the second floor to the right, as you're looking at the house, there's a window that's slightly open. And now that the chief points it out, you can see a little pair of eyes looking out. Looks like a child. You can see eyes, you can see nose, you can see fingertips curled over the edge of the windowsill. Now that you're aware of that, what would you like to do?
How out of control is this fire at the moment?
Okay, very good question. So there's smoke pouring out of the upstairs windows. You're not seeing any from downstairs as of yet. The tower, the turret on top, is completely engulfed in flame.
I'm thinking maybe we grab, we start getting the truck in a position where we can maybe extend a ladder up.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Maybe have somebody else drive to back the truck in.
Newbie, spot me.
You got it.
But a few minute or two later, you've got it positioned. You've got the ladder going up. Somebody give me a climb.
Yeah, I'm happy to do so. Yeah, I'm not the best at this, but 44 over 35.
Okay. A reminder that you can spend luck if you'd like to. This is very early to spend luck, but it is an option that does exist.
Push the roll. Push the roll. Nothing can go bad if you push a roll this early.
It's very
You would
early
have to be a
roll.
monster to do something terrible.
I'm going to run with it when we're not going to push the roll this early.
Okay. All right. Well, suffice to say, it is not graceful. Maybe one of those other crews getting started with the water goes a little bit off target, and now the ladder is wet and slippery, and
yeah, I'm slipping about a bit, but I'm
certainly not your
hooked up, so it's fine.
But you make it up to the top of the ladder. You pull the window the rest of the way open and peer in. The room is full of thick, swirling smoke. But as you poke your head in, you find a little girl hunkered against the wall next to the window. Long white nightgown, clutching a teddy bear for dear life.
I will kind of extend my arms and go, come on, come with me. I'll get you to safety. Is there anyone else in the house?
So it takes a minute to coax her. I mean, she's already freaked out, and she's a kid. She's been warned about stranger danger, and now here's the stranger with a mask over his face. So it takes a little coaxing, but you manage to get her back down the ladder. By the time you reach the ground, she is clutching onto you as tightly as she is to the teddy bear. I assume you get her over to the ambulance, get her checked out.
Yeah, all the
Yeah.
routine, things that I'm trained to do, but definitely trying to coax out of her who else is in the building.
Yeah. It's basically as she's getting checked out that she's finally calming down enough to speak intelligibly. Then she's pointing back toward the house. Mama's in there. Mama's still in there. I heard her calling for me through the smoke. I don't know where she is, but she's in there somewhere. You gotta help.
We'll get you, Mama. We'll get you, Mama. Not a problem. Just her in the house.
She just keeps wailing about Mama.
So I will shout over that there's one more inside.
Do we have a location?
She was calling through the smoke, so I'm guessing upstairs.
Okay, great. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna go climb up as well. I'm gonna try to go starting from that room. Try to make my way through the house to try to find the other survivor.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and drop to our players a basic floor plan so we can use the same terms for words and we won't get confused. So you are entering through the front bedroom on the second floor. Are
Awesome.
the rest of you following along?
Yeah, I'll scurry up as well.
Okay. All right. So you're climbing in through the window into the front bedroom. The smoke is still swirling, but you're getting used to it a little bit. Looking out from inside the smoke is not quite as blinding, and B, the window is now more open, so it's had a little bit of a chance to air out a little bit. The first thing you notice is there isn't any furniture. There's no bed. There's no dresser. Second thing you notice is that the paint is peeling off the wall. It looks abandoned, really.
I call over through my my radio to the captain. Hey, Captain, do we have any sort of type of a sense of whether or not this place is actually formerly occupied, or are we here to rescue potential people that are squatting, or is this just to stop this from spreading to other places? Over.
The chief calls back and basically says they will look into it. They will start digging for those records.
I hope they're better techs than we are drivers. I'm gonna then I'm coming into that front bedroom. I'm gonna probably try to head towards through the nook.
Okay. If anybody wants, I'm sorry, I have a very, very, very wiggly cat who's walking all across the keyboard, and she knows shortcuts better than I do. So if anybody wants,
the cat just makes it better.
Yep. If anybody wants to go ahead and give me a spot hidden in here,
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. We can see things now.
Okay.
In the smoke, which, we can't see it outside.
No, we're in our natural environment now, though. That's
we're in our environment. We're among the flames.
Well, you're among the smoke. You haven't really run into the actual flames as yet, but you are able to get closer to things to get a better view than you could from several feet away at the window. It's a little bit, well, to anybody who was not a trained firefighter, it would probably be a little bit spooky in here, with all the smoke lit up by the flashing lights from outside through the rather dirty windows. But before you move on, Pierce, you get down and get a closer look. You can see there's a thick layer of dust on the floor. It's been disturbed. There are footprints. The footprints don't seem to be going anywhere in particular, just kind of milling around. But the ones that are relatively clear look like a grown-up, possibly more than one grown-up. You're not finding, even with an extreme success, you're not finding child-size footprints. Like, okay. Not even underneath the window where you just rescued this girl.
I guess Pierce might, in his kind of rush and looking around and stuff, probably would dismiss this as someone carried the child to the window, maybe, and then went back into the house for further stuff. Like, maybe that's the mentality I would escape it at. Yeah, probably not feeling suspicious yet.
Okay. So for our audience, basic layout. There are 3 main rooms on each floor. To the north, here on the second floor, is the master bedroom. To the southeast is the front bedroom. To the southwest is the study, and then there's a little nook in between. So you had mentioned heading into the nook. I don't want to forget about that, but I also don't want to assume that is still the plan.
Yeah, I think the nook is kind of the way I would probably go.
Okay. All right. So stepping into the nook, you get the feeling this must have been a lovely, cozy little place once. You can imagine sitting on a window seat, lost in a book with the sun coming in through the windows. Right now, there's no cushion on the window seat. It's looking dull and dingy, like the bedroom was. And of course, the light coming in from the windows is the flashing emergency lights from the trucks outside. That's really about all you really recognize up here.
All right, then I'm going to continue on. If there's nothing else to really see about the Nook, I'm going to continue on through this to the study.
Okay. So the Nook gave you the feeling of this must have been cozy once. The study gives you the feeling of this must have been gorgeous once. There are built-in floor-to-ceiling bookcases. Being of a certain age, I'm seeing the library from Beauty and the Beast. Wraps around all four walls except where there are windows.
Does it have a ladder on a rail?
You know what? There is a track where one of those would have been, but it doesn't seem to be there anymore. And the shelves are warped. You're starting to get a feeling that if it wasn't for the smoke and if it wasn't for your respirator, starting to get a very distinct feeling you would be getting a heavy smell of mold in this house.
Yeah, I was just saying, are the bookshelves empty though? Because I feel like my eyes would have been drawn to any books if they were there.
Yeah.
I'm certainly disappointed about there being no ladder, both as a book connoisseur and as a firefighter. Anytime I get more ladders, I'm happy.
Mm-hmm.
Guess we're just doing room by room and on to the next.
In this study, I mean, obviously, when you grow up in Arkham and with all the different types of buildings and stuff that we go into, especially all of these things are old, right?
Mm-hmm.
And of course, one of the reasons why you get into firefighting as a kid, and one of the things that makes it cool is that, you go into a house, you immediately think like big spooky house like this, you think secret passages, right? You think there's got to be something in the bookcases, right? Do I see anything like there's smoke in the air, haze in the air, anything where like that haze or that smoke might be slipping through a crack somewhere or something that might indicate that maybe there's something that goes somewhere else that we're not seeing?
You're seeing some of that around the windows. There hasn't been, weather stripping here in a long time, but you're not seeing any sign of
classic Pierce, always looking for secret passageways.
Yeah, that's the only reason why we do this job, right? Like it's that and like saving weird kids that were carried to windows.
We have had our first donation. Mike, when the opportunity comes, you have an advantage roll available to you.
Nice.
Wonderful.
So that's us in the study.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we probably want to move if there's nothing in the study that would make it look as if we're anything crazy's happening, then probably continue doing our sweep as we were doing into the master bedroom.
Yeah.
Do this by the books.
Right?
I'm doing it by the books.
Okay. By the book. By the books from the study.
So.
By the books, yeah.
Okay, so you're heading into the master bedroom. There are two flights of stairs in here. One heads down toward the first floor. The other is a circular staircase, pretty much in the center of the house, that will presumably lead up into the tower, into the turret. Right now, you're having a hard time seeing in here because there was smoke in the front bedroom. There was some smoke in the study. The master bedroom is choked with it. Vaughn, you're probably having flashbacks to training. One of the things they do in firefighter training is they give you a blacked out helmet. Think like Luke in the original Star Wars movie, to navigate a room where you cannot see at all. This isn't quite a total blackout, but it is pretty darn close. You're also getting, trying to think how to describe this. If you're driving through fog and you turn on your high beams, the fog becomes like a wall of white. You're getting a similar effect in here, with reds and oranges. And entering from the study, you're entering right next to that circular staircase. Looking up, you can see the tower is completely engulfed. It's like looking into an inferno. Well, you are looking into an inferno. It's like looking into an incinerator. You have a very strong feeling that if you reached out to touch the railing, it would be hot to the touch. The railing and the steps and everything are made of metal, and that's pretty bad up there.
I'm going to call up and down the stairs here, and just to call out and see if we get a response from anyone. Like, is there anyone in here? Is there anyone? Firefighters here to rescue. Anyone? Your child is safe. They're outside.
You're not hearing a response. Admittedly, it is kind of loud in here. You're getting the rush of the water and the foam being applied to the fire up above. Looking up, you get the feeling that even with all of your equipment, it would be really dangerous to go up there. And if you didn't have all your equipment, if somebody was up there, there's not much you can probably do for them.
I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to look and I'm going to spot. You can usually tell what a bathroom looks like from the outside of a bathroom, especially if we kind of feel that we're inside of a larger bedroom area. I'm going to kind of point towards where that bathroom is. It's over to the north of us, and I'm going to kind of tap Vaughn on the shoulder, and I'm going to point. I'm going to say, "Let's head over to the bathroom," because that's also where would be a safer place for someone to be during a fire.
I'll take point going forward into the bathroom, kind of making sure I have as clear a view. I mean, trying to find a way in front of me, feeling out for the walls, things like that, and just making sure that I got everybody else behind me still.
Okay, so based on construction styles, it looks like this boxy area on the back of the house that has the bathroom and storage up here and the kitchen down below looks like a later addition. It's also completely stripped. I mean, you can see the pipes coming out of the wall where a sink and where a sink and a toilet and such would once have been, but it looks like they've been cut off with a hacksaw. Peeking through into the storage area, you see some old wooden shelving units, also warped and dingy, and you're getting a very strong feeling that hadn't you not just rescued somebody from this house, every instinct you've got would tell you this house is completely abandoned. Nobody's lived here in years.
I'll give the hand sign that the room is clear, no sign of people, and start turning back.
All right. I'm gonna. I think probably try to work our way from this level down and start working our way down the stairs.
Okay. So the stairs going down go about halfway, and then there's a landing. They turn 90 degrees and go the rest of the way. As you get to the landing, the smoke seems to be swirling more heavily around you. Probably, just like air currents in the corner of this room. As you're heading down the second half of the stairs, the smoke still keeps getting thicker. For just a moment, you get a sense of a glow in the smoke, bluish, greenish, maybe. And then you take one more step out of the smoke, down into the dining room, where there is a dinner party going on. There's a long wooden table, lace tablecloth, guys in tuxedos sipping champagne, jazz playing on an old style phonograph. There's a woman sitting at the head of the table. No attention whatsoever.
I turn to Vaughn. I'm just like, this is exactly what we're talking about. Like when we talk about the weird rooms that are in the industrial places and that's what we're talking about. Creepy people. Now I say that to him, and I'm also going to call out like, hey, fire department, fire, get out. And, because you got to at least do due diligence, right?
Mm-hmm.
Am I acknowledged in any way, shape, or form?
Not by the guests. I'm not sure how whether you're acknowledged by Vaughn.
I think by not being acknowledged, I think I'm going to. You said we have a long dinner table. There's a tablecloth on there. I'm going to grab the tablecloth and I'm going to yank it and try to pull the tablecloth out along with any level of food that may be on it. I want to disturb their stuff.
Okay. I have to say, this is perhaps the first time I've ever heard somebody grab a tablecloth and yank and want things not to stay where they are.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, when you go to grab the tablecloth, your hands go through it.
I expected this.
Do we see his hands go through?
Oh yeah.
Vaughn, you want to give it a try?
Seeing that happen, I'm just going to kind of freeze and be like, what the hell is going on? And I'll walk over and try to do the same thing. I'm going to try to pull the tablecloth.
In that moment, as you're freezing, a guy at the far end of the table has been puffing away on a thick, nasty cigar. For a moment, you are very glad that you have the respirator. You would, it's got to stink to high heaven. Leans back in his chair. Well, you certainly know how to throw a party, Miss Eleanor, was it? Everybody at the table kind of stiffens. The woman at the head of the table bristles. That's Miss Barnes, she says. Or doctor, or professor. I was going to save this announcement till dessert, but as of this afternoon, tenured Professor Barnes. He kind of deflates, and there are congratulations from around the table, and the conversation goes on.
I'd look at Turner. Hey, I think you got your next story here.
Yeah, this is strange.
Sorry, I had cut Doc off. Vaughn, do you still want to try
I'm
the
gonna,
tabletop?
given they're saying that, I'm gonna try to walk over to one of the people.
Okay.
And just some physical interaction. I'm not gonna smack them, but you can see as I'm walking over, the young guy looks a little freaked out and is about to just like grab somebody. Like, what's going on?
Yeah, your hands go through their shoulders too.
Is that a sanity roll? I'm guessing there, Steve.
That seems like a good call to me.
I feel like if I'm passing through people, I should probably.
Yeah. Okay.
26 under 50. That's not terrible.
Okay. All things considered, I think you still lose a point, but
that's totally valid.
Yeah.
Surprised it's not more than that.
Well, on a success, and particularly since we are offering as an incentive the opportunity for our audience to call on sanity checks when they'd like. I can afford to be generous and gentle. Let them be mean instead. So sorry, Turner, you were starting to do something, and then I interrupted to check back.
Yeah, Turner. Obviously, we've I say all bar Vaughn have seen weird shit before that we can't explain. Now we've come out of essentially down a flight of stairs from billowing smoke to what seems like clean air.
Yep.
So Turner is going to try and break the immersion and is going to lift his respirator off to see whether he can taste the kind of acrid smoke still and break this immersion in whatever he's seeing.
You get sinuses full of cigar smoke, some cigarette smoke from some of the other guests, little bit of burning smell, but that seems to be coming from the fireplace.
Wow. So Turner takes a deep breath into his lungs and feels fine with that.
Seems to.
Turner, are you nuts? Fire.
But
day one of the academy.
Fire.
You don't take the
I mean, this does not look real. The fire up there looks very real. The child we took out of here, that looks very real. I don't know.
Is this
there is
some elaborate
put it back on, but
there is a scream from upstairs. Every head at the table snaps to look. Eleanor jumps up from her seat and goes dashing toward the stairs. Sophie, baby, are you okay? Now, I know that Pierce and Vaughn have both walked over to the table. Turner, are you still at the base of the stairs?
Yeah, still at the base of the stairs.
She runs through you and up the stairs and disappears into the smoke. You can still see some smoke on the stairs, even though there doesn't seem to be any down here.
Something running through me, is that a sound roll
Oh,
as
yeah.
well?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh.
Okay. Give me a 1d6.
We'll roll that physically because I have a stack of them here. That's a 3.
Okay, so you're going to lose 3 points of sanity.
Okay.
And a few moments after she goes running up the stairs, The gentleman at the table leans back. Well, you certainly know how to throw a party, don't you, Miss Eleanor, was it? And she's back at the head of the table, and the same conversation plays all over again.
So, guys, time to go, maybe? I'm seeing this. We didn't find anyone upstairs. The kid is out. I think we let, the building insurance take care of the rest of this.
Did the chief put you up to this? What is this?
Look, normally I would be happy to haze you all day long, and I still intend to. This is not that.
Then what's going on? This guy, if you hired these guys as actors, you got to get a better job here. I mean,
look, I gotta tell you, if these are actors, I've never heard of ghost actors before. I've heard of actors that play ghosts, but not ones that walk through you.
Projections. It's all projections and stuff. It's smoke and mirrors. You got the smoke upstairs. The mirrors must be down here.
Welcome to Arkham, kid.
Yeah. He's new. I say that to the ghosts. He's new.
I'm gonna actually follow where the guy the guy was like, oh, Eleanor was walking from.
He's not walking. He's sitting at the table, just leaning back and being rather imperious with his cigar.
I'm going to look behind this person for some evidence of a projector or a mirror. Because I mean, Pepper's ghost is an illusion that can easily make a 3-dimensional image. This is clearly the guys just having some fun. I mean, Pierce and Turner, they're putting me on.
Okay, so you walk around behind him. You find the phonograph sitting on a table in front of you. The fireplace off to one side.
No sign of a projector or anything like that?
No.
I think I'm going to start making my way towards the hall from the dining room, kind of back towards the front of the house to try to maybe exit out the front doors.
Okay. Everybody else coming along, or some of you staying behind?
I will go to follow, but I will kind of position myself halfway between Pierce and Vaughn just to make sure that everybody is on the same course.
Okay.
Time to go, kid.
All right. You got me. Let's go.
Okay. So you catch a wisp of smoke as you walk from the dining room into the front hall. Again, for our audience, the front hall is basically directly below the nook, so both floors have the same general layout. It's just a little bit more open down here. So Pierce, you step into the hall. You wait for the others to catch up. As you do, there is a slow, heavy knock at the door 3 or 4 times, and then silence.
My guess is these guys didn't order pizza, and I don't know who would be coming into the burning house, without some official business here. So I'm going to reach for you know what? I'm not going to reach for the doorknob because that could be hot. I'm going to knock back.
There's no response. Little bit later, maybe 30 seconds, the knocks repeat, and you start to hear footsteps coming from the sitting room off to one side.
I'm going to turn to acknowledge the footsteps.
So as the other two catch up with you, you see You see a young woman who looks very much like the woman you just saw, just maybe 10 years younger, come padding into the front hall. She is very, very pregnant. She pads over, opens the door. There's a young man standing there in a military officer's uniform, World War I style. He confirms her name. She confirms her name. He opens his mouth and can't quite bring himself to speak. And she stares at him for a moment, and he stares back. And she collapses to the door, to the floor, weeping. And then a few moments later, she's gone, and the knock repeats on the door.
Still think that that we put all this on, like we're putting this on too, the disappearing people, the projections, all of that. I mean, look, firefighters, we do okay, but this is not in the budget. We would have to disclose this to the city.
What's going on?
What's going on is Arkham is going on, and when this kind of shit starts happening, we need to bug out.
How do we back the way we came?
I mean, we go back to the truck ladder. I mean, that could be it. I mean, did we try opening the door? I don't think we tried opening the door, did we?
Not yet. So I think we should.
You were thinking about it when there was the knock, and you decided against it.
We knocked back.
Yeah.
Okay. I figure at this point now we try the door.
Okay. So you open the door. You look outside. It is a beautiful afternoon. A little bit overcast, but it was night coming in when you arrived here.
Do we see the trucks out front?
Nope.
Okay. So this is some Nightmare on Elm Street ending kind of stuff going on. I look back at Vaughn and Turner, and I'm just like, guys, what's guys?
I'm gonna try to walk out the door.
Okay. You step out onto the porch. Still a lovely, slightly overcast afternoon. When you arrived here, the front lawn looked like it hadn't been trimmed recently, but there was a nice path leading up to the front door. Probably two of you could have walked up the path side by side. As you step out onto the porch, you notice that the front yard is more overgrown than it was. You'd probably have to walk single file to make your way down the path.
What do you think, guys?
And I will pause for just a moment, because we just got a $20 donation, which means it's time for a dad joke. So, what did the firefighter name his pet duck?
What did the firefighter name his pet duck?
Firecracker.
Ah.
And you're back out on the front porch.
Did anyone just hear that? It sounded like a bad dad joke. This house is full of surprises.
With the front of the house, does the pavement look different? Like the road itself to lead up to the house? The garden looks more overgrown, but does it look better, worse, overgrown, not overgrown?
Okay, so So if you're still standing on the porch,
Yeah.
and looking down the path, you can see the front fence, with trees and greenery and such. It's difficult to see past there from here, but if you want to walk down the path, you can certainly check it out.
Why not? You're offering, so I will take that bait.
Okay, so you start down the path. As you walk, you find that it's increasingly difficult to find a place to put your feet. The fence looks more and more overgrown. It's sagging from the sheer weight of greenery growing over it.
Well, that's not ominous at all.
Do you keep going, or
I have a great die for this. I call it the happy sad die. It helps me make decisions when I don't want to. I'm nervous about making them myself. It says keep going. The happy sad die gave me a smiley face of keep going. So
okay,
let's keep rocking down this path and see what happens.
okay. So you get to the gate. You lift the latch. You push it open. There's a wisp of what could be smoke, could be pollen, maybe. And suddenly there is no gate. There is no fence. You're standing on rubble. In fact, rubble is all you can see. All you can see in front of you.
Can we still see Vaughn from where we are inside the I guess the archway of the house?
Faintly, as if there's a little more fog or smoke out in the yard than he's seeing up close.
Lovely.
I'm gonna look back.
You are a new firefighter. You're not a forensics expert or anything, but it's pretty clear. You are standing in the middle of a blast area that stretches as far as you can see, and it's pretty darn clear to you that the house is at ground zero, which is to say the house is blasted rubble.
Okay. I'm gonna start walking back to the house that isn't blasted rubble.
Okay.
Yeah, that seems smart.
So as you start back, you get another wave of smoke, pollen, something. As you reach the middle of the path, the haze parts again. The house isn't blasted anymore, which is good. It does seem to have burned to the ground. You're seeing blackened ruin of house in the process of being consumed by vines and greenery.
I'm just gonna make a sanity roll real quick there, please.
Yep.
Feel like both Vaughn and I are kind of in a moment of what? So I'm just gonna tap that little sanity button and we're just gonna see what happens because oh goody, a 53 over 49.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 1d6.
Would you like me to roll that, or would you like to roll that?
You can go ahead. I trust you.
Oh goody, it's a 6.
Okay, so for our audience who may not be terribly familiar with Call of Cthulhu, if you lose more than 5 points in a go, you potentially go temporarily insane, which means I'm going to need an intelligence roll. And again, you want to fail this.
Oh, good, I did.
Okay, so you lose your 6 points, but you do not fully comprehend exactly how broken your understanding of the world is in this moment. So you do not suffer a bout of madness, but you do lose those 6 points.
Yeah, I'm gonna shout for Turner and Pierce. Guys! Also running toward the wreckage of a house.
Okay. To the two of you still on the porch, he sounds further away than he looks. And then as you're running back toward the burned out shell of the house, one instant you're walking across chunks of burned wood, and the next you're standing on the porch. And the house is perfectly intact.
How'd that work out for you, kid?
But the house and vine burning, ground zero boom.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah. So, okay, we need to get out of here.
Don't go that way, because the house is gonna burn down if you go that way.
Upstairs, see what the scenario is up there.
Yep.
If everything is reverted back to how we expect it to be, we leave through the window and we never talk about this again.
Yeah. You could write a nice little poem or a story about it at some point, and we'll read about it. And then the kid will just continue thinking that we're hazing him. Are we hazing you now? Is this hazing to you?
If this is hazing, I want to know what you put in my water bottle.
Okay, so Pierce and Turner, I realize you're laughing it up and putting a brave front on for the kid, but I think I'm still going to need a sanity roll.
Oh, absolutely. As I stroke my half a mustache.
Success and success. Okay.
Well, it's not our first go around. We've seen some stuff, and we are freaked out. But we know that the only way we make it out of this alive is by keeping our heads.
Yeah,
I say that until we fail the next one.
Yeah. And it always makes you feel better to tease the new guy. So you're gonna lose 1 point of sanity. Because you did not go any further and see for yourself. I think that makes sense. So as you head back inside, back into the hall, you close the door behind you. A few moments later, you hear that knock at the door. You've got the parlor off to your left, the sitting room off to your right, dining room ahead of you.
I think that I'm going to take a quick look left and right just into the general parlor in the sitting room, but I'm still kind of making my way towards those stairs.
Okay.
Yeah.
The kind of like looking out from the porch, there seems to be a bit of a haze between you and the parlor and the sitting room. You can see that they're there, but you can't get a clear look from here. Which is my way of telling you need to enter a room to see what's going on there.
No, I completely understand. But I pass on to the guys of look, if we lose each other in the haze, we don't know where we're going to end up. So we want to try to stick together as much as possible. And I'm talking to you, newbie.
Yeah.
Okay. So what do you think? We go upstairs, or do we want to?
I mean, don't go that way, and I'll point back to the front door.
As you do, the young woman is collapsing to the floor at the news of her husband in the war.
I'm just gonna say it feels like I've got half a book right now, and if we've got the time to, let's finish the chapters.
All right. You thinking you want to check out the whole house just to make sure we covered our bases? I mean, Captain, I think will understand the minute we say ghosts. Like
Yeah, and
Wait, this happens often? That you guys weren't just messing with me?
oh yeah,
I mean, the average building in this area is like from the 1600s. I mean, people base there whether or not they're going to move into a place on whether or not how many dead Victorian children are haunting it. I mean, come on. All right, so let's go ahead and let's take a quick jaunt over to the parlor.
Okay. All right. So you step into the parlor. The parlor looks uncared for, looks old, looks abandoned, kind of like what you saw upstairs. Out the windows, it's mid-evening, night's coming on, but not quite here yet. And you find two young people, probably in their 20s, both in modern clothes. There's a guy who's wearing a motorcycle jacket that might look cool on somebody else, but just looks dorky on him. There's a young woman in a hoodie and a cap. He's sitting at a folding card table with electronics lined up in front of him. Small digital cameras, a couple of microphones. Seems to be checking through the electronics one piece at a time. She's standing nearby, flipping through a notebook, reading details out to him.
and again, no recognition of us being there.
Do they look apparition-like we're watching them in a movie almost?
Everything you've seen looks real.
I want to walk over to the woman and I want to kind of see if I can see what she's reading in her notebook.
She's been reading to him so far about it sounds like paranormal experiences in the house. People who've reported seeing things, hearing voices. She's very specific about which rooms people have heard voices in. Mostly seems to be that front bedroom. She mentions one homeowner somewhere along the way who swore they saw a ghost in what looked like a helmet, almost firefighter like. He's grunting agreement as she's running through the details. She says, but what's really fascinating here is the history of the place. She's flipping pages, and he's grumbling or the history's not what we're here for. And about then is when you get over behind her and you get a look at her notebook. So if you want to go ahead and read for us, and if you scroll down, you'll find plain text.
Okay. Do you want me to read this out loud, or am I?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we are in a medium, right? Dr. Eleanor Barnes, born 1896. Married. Thank you. Married 1915, died 1955. Lived in the house from 1915 to 1955. BA from Boston College, PhD from Miskatonic University with her thesis on Mary Shelley, professor at Miskatonic, tenured in 1928. Sophia Barnes, daughter of Eleanor Barnes, born in 1918, disappeared 1928, last seen in the front bedroom. Only a few publications after 1928. Lost Civilizations, Temporal Mechanics, unclear how EB died. Flynn, torn apart by a wild animal. Carter died at home. And that is the end of the page that is being read here. But we're definitely seeing some, my brain's putting together like, okay, some of what we saw or heard at the dinner about her, being tenured, Dr. Professor Ms. Barnes, etc. Seems to really, it's coming back. And of course, anytime we hear, good old Miskatonic U, that's always an interesting little side note to happen. But the Sophia Barnes thing, last seen in front bedroom, definitely resonates because, well, we saved a young girl, about fits the age description from that same bedroom. So now I look at the guys, did we, like, I know we screw up a bit, but did we screw up into actually becoming ghosts now? I blame the new guy.
What did I do?
You know what you did.
I just want to know if it's possible to kidnap somebody out of time? Is that what we did? Because the girl was real.
Yeah. I mean, either that or are we in this weird little time loop now? Are we going to end up like the lady at the people at the table, the lady answering the door? Like, are we going to be doing this forever?
If we're dead, I guess.
I am now starting to have an existential crisis, by the way. Like, it is now starting to set in of like, oh no, we might have done something to us.
Hear me out. Maybe we just got to find this house's Ned Ryerson. You seen Groundhog Day? Everything gets better when he talks to Ned. We got to find Ned for the house. And then we can get the hell out of here because I don't know about the two of you, but I think I'm switching careers after this.
And I snap my fingers at him and I go, bing. All right. Look, I still say we try to get back up to the ladder and get out of here that way. Maybe that'll reset the loop at least. Maybe, I don't know. We got to figure something out.
Pierce, one question. If we get out, do we have to put the girl back into a burning building?
That, you know what? That's what we got a captain for. To make the tough decisions. And worst case scenario, we make Newbie do it.
Seems like a plan. Let's go.
Fine.
Okay. So you're heading, sorry. So you're heading back upstairs?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Well, you know what? We might want to hit that sitting room real quick because it's the last room for us to check out, really. I feel like that, just to let's and say we did.
More information can't hurt.
That's a dangerous thing to say in Call of Cthulhu, but okay.
Yep.
All right. So you walk back through the front hall over to the other side, to the sitting room. You see Eleanor again. She's about the same age as she was at the dinner table, but not as crisp and put together. Her hair is coming loose from a haphazard bun. There are deep bags under her eyes. She clearly hasn't been sleeping much. She's seems to be having tea with an older woman dressed all in black. Looks around a little bit nervously. I know how it sounds, Zoe. I do. But I swear, I heard a voice in her room. She was talking with somebody. I just couldn't tell who. And then when I opened the door, she was just gone. You believe me, don't you? And the woman nods. I do, dear. I do. She reaches into a bag and pulls out a small book bound in red leather. Starts flipping through. You see here, people have all over the world have had experiences like yours, going back hundreds and hundreds of years. She's still flipping through the book. Reaches the last chapter. So some people have even tried to force experiences like this, summoning ghosts, Ouija boards, trying to cross the veil, move through time, all sorts of things. And she shrugs and starts to put the book away. Eleanor is staring at the book. Could I borrow that? And then the loop repeats.
All right, Turner, what do you reckon? Do you think that book sells more copies than one of yours?
I mean, I usually end up giving mine away, but yeah. As the loop replays, can I try and get a look at that final page about the summoning of ghosts that was mentioned?
Yeah.
Or at least like the title of the book, so I could try and find it elsewhere.
There doesn't seem to be a title on the cover, at least. And she doesn't seem to be turning to the title page. It looks old, from what you can tell from those final pages. It reads like an overview of other writings. So mentioning lots of things, but not really going into much depth.
Yeah, that's fine.
Any of you who have a halfway decent occult skill would probably recognize this kind of book from people who are interested, but relying on other people to be the experts.
Yeah, I've got a decent amount in occult, so I figured, yeah, I would kind of recognize it as I guess, second, third hand information that you can actually find the first hand of in other texts. Yeah, that's fine. I'll make a mental note of communing with ghosts and look that up at the library later.
The other thing, guys, it occurs to me is that, look, if we are in fact ghosts, whether or not we've crossed over into this weird ghost kind of world, or we are in fact dead ourselves, that means that maybe there's a body somewhere. And do you think that maybe we're still here somewhere and we just, did we get a bad lug full of smoke or something? And if we can get back to our bodies, is that a thing? I mean, do we still try to go out what do you think, Newbie, Turner, any guys? I mean, do you think, what do we try next? I mean, what happens when the ladder thing doesn't work?
Let me figure out something. If we took that kid and it somehow put us in this timeline, there's got to be a way to put her back. If there's a way to put her back, we just got to get to her. And I mean, we didn't come through the front door coming in here, and they always say you never go out a different door than you came in. So let's go back to that window. If the building is still on fire up there, we know we're at least doing something right.
Yeah, at least if we go back up to where the fire is, we know how to deal with the fire.
And it's not just ghosts, right? It's different. We're seeing glimpses of different times. It's not like there's these times are crossing. We're not seeing the ghost hunter kids walk through the dining room next to the cigar smoking asshole. So yeah, there's got to be some rules to this, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, and we went into every room upstairs too, and I mean that was consistent as far as we know.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, no ghosts at least.
Yeah, I guess that's a plus. All right, yeah, we head back up.
Okay. So you walk back through the dining room where the same conversation is happening for the umpteenth time. Climb the stairs up to the master bedroom. Before, when you were up here, the room had a flickering reddish orange glow from the fire up above. It's still flickering up here, but not in the same way, and the room is not full of smoke. There is some furniture here. There's a bed shoved all the way over against one wall. There are books scattered all over the floor, individual pages of notes. There's writing all over all four walls. The room is lit and flickering from dozens of candles. And there's an old woman kneeling in the middle of the floor, hair hanging down over her face. She turns to look at one of the books. Her head doesn't move right, kind of rolls on her neck. She picks up the book. It's not what she wants. She sets it aside. She picks up a page of notes. That's not it either. She's getting increasingly frustrated. She picks up a candle and stares into the flame. You get kind of the sense of trying to center herself, trying to focus her attention. She's moving her fingers through the smoke coming out of the candle. Her head rolls over to one side to look over at something written on the wall. And as she looks that way, her hair falls out of her face, and you see this is Eleanor again. And she's not as old as you thought at first. She's gone prematurely gray. It's maybe 20 years after the dinner party, but not nearly as long as it felt like at first. As she continues to check one book, one set of notes after another.
I just kind of turn my head over to Turner, and I just go, "Shit." Yeah, this was different. This was empty. This was old, abandoned. Crap.
Yep.
I say we try. I'm going to try to look and see what kind of notes she's looking at this point.
I was going to say the same.
Oh, that looks delightful.
Okay. Okay.
That was damn near a jump scare, by the way. I just looked over on a separate monitor, and that was there.
Yeah, she is not all there, very obviously. So, you can give me either an occult or pretty much any academic discipline you'd like. Science, natural world, even just language. I'll give you different kinds of information.
I will give you. You know what? Can I do library use?
Sure.
Why not?
Sure.
Extreme success. That would be a 6/40.
Okay. So one thing that you notice focusing on the books, you do see over to one side a very familiar book bound in red leather. It is practically falling apart. You get the sense that it's been read and reread and reread over and over and over again. Looking around at the other books, some look like science or chemistry or some are about Egyptian hieroglyphs. Some looks distinctly occult. They seem to be all wildly different kinds of disciplines. Anybody else who would like to can also give me a roll. Depending on what you'd like to roll, will affect what kind of things you find.
I will definitely do an occult roll.
Okay.
Oh, also an extreme success, 6/60.
Okay. So
we got all the bad rolls out of the way at the beginning.
Yeah. So I think the first thing you notice with occult, you start looking at the handwritten notes and the notes on the wall. Again, they're from all kinds of different disciplines. The writing is a messy scrawl. You notice not only are the different disciplines, not only are there notes in different languages, there are notes in different alphabets, sometimes switching from one to the other, like in the middle of a line. And then there are shapes. Some seem to have been drawn over and over and over again, circles and 5-pointed stars and a double pentagon, one inside the other. And you also notice again and again and again over across the walls the name Sophie.
Cool.
I got a weird question about rolling these disciplines to look at stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have points in botany, is there anything that looks like it's related to plants?
Huh.
Yeah, I got 20 points in botany. I might as well give it a shot, you know?
Yeah. There is something that doesn't seem coherent. Honestly, nothing that you're seeing looks entirely coherent, but there is something that, based on the symbols that it's using, might be about photosynthesis.
Ooh. Would you like? Can I roll for more information, or is that not something I can make heads or tails of? There's a 20% chance it works. Is what I'm getting at here. 20% of the time it works
you can give
every
it a shot.
time.
I mean, the last two rolls have both been 6 on a D100.
It's an 80 over 20,
yep.
So it ain't happening.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, in a different world, in a different life, you might be able to make something of the chemistry stuff, but
and the good news is if we're dead, you have plenty of time to figure that out. All right, and we're
definitely words.
And we're in a situation where she's not acknowledging us, kind of similar to everything else. Is she looping like did you say that she was looping like the other rooms?
Okay, so she is not acknowledging you. you kind of get the vibe that even if it wasn't like the other rooms, she still might not be acknowledging you. She's not all there. And it takes a little bit of concentrated watching, but you do notice that she keeps checking the same books and the same notes in the same order.
Can we, if I were to physically try to pick up one of these notes or these books or whatever, can I do that, or is this another my hand passes through it kind of thing?
Yeah, you can see it distinctly, but it doesn't seem to be materially there.
And no amount of concentrated effort is going to change that.
Certainly doesn't seem that way.
Okay. All right. I'm wondering, and I'm going to say this aloud to the guys, is like, hey, I wonder if there's a situation here where we can affect this by letting her know that Sophie, if that is the girl, that she's safe. Like, if we let her know that, like, we saved her.
How
maybe the house
do that?
will let us out. I don't know. We got to figure out some kind of way of communicating here. I was trying to think maybe we could try to write something in one of the books that she keeps looking at, or maybe we could send her a message somehow. But we're trying to do that across either time or some temporal distance. I don't know. But
as you're starting to formulate some loose plans or theories, we're going to go ahead and take a brief break. Give folks a chance to stretch, grab some water, and we will be right back in 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Hi, welcome back here on Roll for Good, where we're raising money for the Trans Lifeline. Please remember, we do have some special incentives for you. For $5, you can give a player advantage or disadvantage on a roll. $10, you can trigger a flashback. $15, you can trigger a sanity check. Or for $20, somebody here will tell you a dad joke. Or for $50, we won't. So, hopping back into Arkham Fire, where our firefighters have seem to have fallen through something into or firefighters seem to be trapped in a house where every room seems to be stuck in a different looping moment in time. When we left, we were upstairs in the master bedroom, where the lady of the house seems not all there anymore. So, what would you like to do?
Well, if we've established that we have no real way of communicating with this lady here anyway, maybe we can figure something out in one of the other rooms and someone will stumble upon it. Maybe we at least go back to the room that we came into just to even see if the little girl's there, if there's any something's changed in that room.
Yeah, and if that doesn't work, I'm going to suggest we only have one chance to look up in the turret, and that's in these times, not in our time. So, girl's bedroom first, and then check the turret out if that doesn't lead anywhere.
You know, I thought you were going to say something completely different. I thought you were going to say we were going to ritually sacrifice the newbie, and that was our way out. But I figured that's
a ritual for that.
You're right. Your way sounds way better.
I'll try something before we leave this room, though.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm thinking when I ran off the porch, everything moved with smoke and fog. I want to wave my hand over the smoke from the candles. Does it disturb the smoke at all?
Ooh. Now, that's an interesting question. You think so, but just barely.
We need to find a way to use smoke to communicate. If only there was some kind of signaling we could do using smoke. And I'll keep waving my hand like, look, it's moving. Barely, but it's moving.
She doesn't seem to be noticing that, though.
Smoke.
Damn it, woman.
What? Like a smoke detector. Which, by the way, this place has not been up to code. Nothing about this place says up to code to me. And when we get out of this, they're going to hear from me.
We'll call the fire marshal when we get out of here. Sound good?
Which, by the way, it makes me think again. I'm going to try to radio the captain. Hey, Captain, are you there? Over.
You can hear each other over the radio, but there doesn't seem to be a signal.
Okay.
From outside.
Well, it was worth a try.
And at least it means we can split up if needs be and still communicate with each other. Although we're all in the same room at the moment, so I don't know whether that's going to work. Let's not do that.
Yeah, I mean, not yet anyway. I mean,
Yeah.
I think we got a few more things to exercise still. Yeah, so I'm thinking let's head back up to the front bedroom.
Okay. All right. So you're heading back to the front bedroom where you initially rescued the little girl. And as you step in, you find a bright, cheery child's bedroom. There's a little iron bed, a wooden dresser, toy chest, all painted friendly colors. Sitting on the bed is the young girl who you rescued, about 10 years old, white nightgown, loosely holding her teddy bear. She is in full pout. You can give me a listen check. Yeah.
I'm going to use my bonus die just to reroll that 10. Oh, still a failure. No, that's fine.
That's
89
okay.
instead of 49.
Yeah, that's okay. As long as somebody succeeds.
Long past.
You can just barely make out the sounds of the dinner party in the distance. The adults only dinner party that she was not invited to. Any of you who have any experience with kids might put two and two together, and yeah, that's not fair. And I'm also going to need a sanity check, because even though you'd kind of pieced it together, seeing for yourself that, yeah, this is the same girl you recognized, you rescued.
Does that be a universal sanity check from all of us?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Why didn't I save my bonus die for that one?
A failure, and a failure. So you can each roll me a 1d4. 1d4 because you had put the pieces together already. Had you not put the pieces together already? Who knows?
So, Steve.
Yes, sir.
I feel like my sanity rolls here, the losses tend to max out. This is the second sand roll in a row that I've rolled maximum sanity loss,
Oof.
which, for those of you playing the home game, would put me at having lost 1/5 of my total sanity.
Okay.
I am at 39 under 50 now, so that certainly doesn't bode well for us, as the new guy is losing it.
No, it does not.
He's going to pop.
Puts us into...
That would be a bout of madness
indefinite.
and indefinite insanity.
Okay. All right. So you started off this scenario not believing what you were being told, convinced that it was just hazing. You're not sure how they're pulling it off, but your bout of madness, at least for the next 1d10, 1d10, I'm gonna call it minutes. It's technically rounds, but we're not in combat. Your bout of madness is denial. This is not real. None of this is real. You'll get over it quickly this time, but
I haven't rolled a 1 on the 1d10 there, so
yep.
Keep the folks watching at home up to snuff there. That for about 1 minute, the newbies Vaughn is dropping to his knees, grabbing his head. No, this isn't real. No. This it's a joke. This is fine. This is just everything's okay.
I grabbed the newbie and I just hit him upside the head real quick. I just go, hey, just remember, you did this to you.
When we get back to the station, I'm quitting.
I mean, if it helps, we've all been where you are right now.
You came back? Why?
What else are we gonna do?
So as you're having this conversation and trying to get Vaughn back to his senses, you notice a change in the lighting in the room. Looking, you can see a beam of bluish greenish energy that seems to be coming down through the ceiling, based on the angle. Seems to be coming from above and toward the center of the house. There's smoke swirling around it, that's taking on a similarly colored glow. Sophie coughs with the smoke, hurries over to her window, opens it a little bit to let in some fresh air. For a moment, she staring out into the yard. Beautiful sunny day, with her fingers over the edge of the windowsill. By the time she turns back, the smoke seems to have thickened. It's starting to glow, and there's a voice. It's far away. It's distorted, but it's unmistakably Eleanor's voice, though it does sound older than you've heard her before. Sophie, baby, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Sophie starts to respond, Mama. And then there's the sound of a scream. Something shifts. The smoke swirls everywhere. It's not contained anymore. The room is flickering around you. One moment it's her bedroom, just like it was when you came in. The next moment it's an old, abandoned, crumbling place. One moment you can hear the chirping of birds out in the garden. The next you can hear the wailing of sirens. She's getting more and more frightened and confused with every passing moment. That scream seems to come again. She's cowering on the floor underneath the window, holding on to her teddy bear like it's her only anchor to reality. There's a metallic thump from the outside of the wall, and
Well, this is about as close as we've gotten so far. Okay.
I got a question about the smoke energy we saw.
Mm-hmm.
So we're in the front bedroom, correct?
Yes.
Did it look like it was coming from the window or the ceiling?
It was coming out of the ceiling on an angle that suggests it was coming from above and toward the center of the house.
That's what I was angling for. Guys,
For
I saw
our audience, who does not have a map in front of them, seems to be coming from the general direction of the tower that reaches up above the top of the house.
Yeah.
Guys, I saw this light thing before when I went up the porch. I went up the porch and I saw this crackle of light, and now it's here and things are getting weird again. And I'm gonna start just running towards out that door from the bedroom into the master bedroom and towards the staircase up to the turret.
Okay.
Kind of just yammering the whole way, like just sputtering. It's a mix of words and just Massachusetts nonsense. At one point, you hear him say something about the socks as he's running up.
I mean, I just look at Turner at this point and I just go, we're going to need another newbie.
Yep, broke another one.
Yep. Do we follow?
So are the two of you following behind?
Yeah.
Yeah, with some level of trepidation and reservation. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, Vaughn's leading the way, though. You're running back out into the master bedroom where Eleanor is still lost in her books and her notes. You maybe even without even thinking about it, you grab the railing of the circular staircase. It's cool to the touch, and you dash clanging up the metal stairs. So the turret up above the rest of the roof of the house is the kind of space that nobody builds anymore, but that you'll still find sometimes on these old Victorian houses. It's got 8 sides. Each side has its own little window looking out. At the moment, seems to be looking out at late evening, night coming in. You find the two young modern ghost hunters who you saw preparing for their investigation earlier. They're down on the floor, pulling back the carpeting. And you can see as one staple after another gives way. They're very intent on what they're doing.
2 questions to that end.
42.
Are there any open flames?
Nope.
Do they have typical ghost hunting equipment on their person?
He has well, okay, so she's got a backpack over her shoulder. There's a tripod with a camera over on the other side of the room.
I should clarify. I'm looking for like an EMF meter.
Not that you can see, but it's pretty clear. It was pretty clear earlier what they were doing here.
Okay. I'm gonna try to get near their equipment and see if it interacts at all, because they always say, looking for ghosts. EMF meters, they wiggle the needle when there's weird electromagnetic forces. I'm going to see if their equipment responds to me getting closer to it.
That is a really interesting idea. Above table, I experimented with having that actually work earlier in the development process for this scenario, but trying to find consistent, intelligible, gameable rules for how that works just breaks my brain. So as in the moment, their equipment doesn't seem to be running. It seems like they're getting the carpet up, and then maybe they'll take shots of what, if anything, they find. Speaking of which, as they continue pulling back the carpet, you catch a glimpse of stone, not like thick slabs or anything, more like inlay, but the edge of a stone design set into the floor.
Ooh. Oh.
As they continue pulling back the carpet, you eventually see what appears to be like a ritual circle set into the floor, with a 5-pointed star set inside a circle. The center of the star, that pentagon shape, is a single bluish green crystal, almost 2 feet across, also set into the floor.
I would like to touch the crystal.
Okay.
Everyone is just like, yeah,
That's
go
how
for it, newbie.
Yeah.
That's how we lost the last one, right? Like,
We lose so many newbies touching the crystals.
Yep. So the guy, the young male ghost hunter, seems to have the same idea. He and you touch the center of the crystal at basically the same moment.
Oh.
Freaky Friday.
And you both yank your hands back, he yanks his hand back like he's had an electric shock. You yank your hand back, feeling an electric shock. In the moment, you're going to take 2 hit points.
Ouch.
For our audience, that may not sound like much, but do remember this is Call of Cthulhu, where you are always, always, always squishy.
For context,
You are
I
indeed.
started with 9 hit points.
Yeah.
I have 10.
Ooh.
So as you both yank your hands back, you can see a crackle of electricity, certainly some kind of energy running through the crystal, occasionally flaring along the lines of the star and the circle. And as you watch, a beam of energy starts to extend out of the center of the crystal, bluish green in color, starting to head upwards toward the far end, far side of the circle. The two ghost hunters have scrambled back, kind of watching in amazement. This is not at all what they were looking for here. As the beam of energy extends, you start to see smoke swirling around it, taking on that bluish green color. The beam reaches a point about 4 feet off the floor, at just beyond the far side of the circle, and starts to glow a little bit more. And by its glow, you start to be able to see a pair of hands moving around it, as if trying to sculpt the smoke into a shape, into a circle. And then from there, you start to be able to see the rest of a figure, a human figure in a long hooded robe. Pierce and Turner, you've seen robes like this before.
Hooded robes. I hate these guys.
Boys,
You start to hear the mumble of a voice. You can't make out the words, but from the rhythm of it, they seem to repeat over and over again, as she shapes the smoke into a sphere. The two ghost hunters are scrambling even further back. WTF written all over their faces. There starts to be a glow from inside that ball of smoke. She speaks out loud, and you can recognize Eleanor's voice, though older than you've ever heard it before. Sophie, can you hear me, baby? Can you hear me? And then there's a change in the glow. It had been almost white. It becomes 2 points of red, burning red, until she can see, and the ghost hunters can see, and you can see a face inside the glow, with burning eyes and way too many teeth. She screams and scrambles back. She's stuttering out different words, moving her hands frantically. You get the general vague idea of undo. And then this face, this creature made of smoke and weird angles and all those teeth, leaps out from the smoke and tackles her to the floor. And faster than you would have believed possible, she stops moving.
Stops moving, as in, like,
She's dead.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah. And then she's
Does he walk
standing at
out of
the side of the circle, starting that ritual all over again. The ghost hunters haven't reset. They're watching in amazement and in horror. What did you do? I don't know. I touched it. As the face is starting to form in the smoke again. Maybe if you touch it again, it'll stop. I don't know. And so he reaches out to touch the circle, and as the creature is starting to form, he's whacking at the crystal with his hand over and over and over again. And as he does, the creature stops and turns and looks at him, and he's scrambling back. They're both scrambling back. It pounces on him instead, pretty much just as efficiently. The young woman who came in with him is stumbling toward the stairs, but also digging into her backpack. As she disappears down the stairs, she tosses something into the air. You have just an instant to recognize the shape of a long green bottle with a slim neck and a piece of burning cloth stuffed into the end of it. And then this creature shrieks as the Molotov explodes, as the whole turret around you explodes into fire. And then the ghost hunters are kneeling on the floor again, starting to pull back the carpet. By the way, you can all give me a listen roll. Woof. Okay, Turner gets a 1.
I'm really listening.
I mean,
He's a
Pierce has got a
wicked listener.
14, which, you know, on a D100 is pretty amazing. Turner with a nat 1 out of 100, critical success.
Vaughn doesn't hear anything.
There is absolutely no doubt in your mind, Turner. Pierce, you're pretty sure too, but Turner, there is absolutely no doubt whatsoever in your mind that scream as she was backing away and starting to try to undo whatever she had done. That scream is the scream you heard earlier down at the dinner party. The scream that started this whole thing.
Oh. If only I could hear it. Thanks, Vaughn.
And with that critical success, you're also absolutely sure that the words that she spoke into the glowing smoke are exactly what Sophie heard down in her bedroom. And the timing seems to work out too, that when Sophie's room started flickering between times, was when Eleanor was starting to try to undo this thing. Essentially, she was trying to open a door and then desperately trying to close it, and perhaps left it neither open nor quite closed.
Was I able, like the words, are they recognizable to me with my occult knowledge? Would I be able to mimic them? Is the question.
Some of them sound vaguely familiar. You probably wouldn't be able to repeat them just from hearing them. But you do get the feeling this is clearly something occult. This is using that kind of language. You don't quite know exactly what words she's using to close this door, and you're not sure how many of her movements are what she needs to be doing and how many are just blind panic.
Yeah, so it would be reckless to try and join in.
Yeah.
I'm not reckless. Fine. Okay. And then my other question was just on a hunch that Turner has. The girl ghost hunter, like, is there any sense of familiarity about her facially?
Only from the parlor downstairs where you saw them.
Okay, so there's not like familial similarities between Eleanor, Sophie, this girl.
No.
Okay. And Turner will scratch that theory from his head.
Although, I mean, clearly, clearly with the Molotov to go off of, that's clearly like, a few minutes before you arrived. Because,
Okay.
in the grand tradition of Call of Cthulhu, you come to do an investigation, you end up setting everything on fire. It's just what happens.
Yeah. Fire. I don't know.
And then, as
look
you all know, somebody's got to deal with it.
Yeah.
You know what else we got to deal with, Steve? It looks like a dad joke came in.
Yep.
I mean,
we
who you
will
gonna
we will deal
call?
with that in a minute.
Okay.
When we finish whatever you're doing up here. Because
We I
honoring
feel
the
like we
donation is
need to-
important. Honoring the moment is also important.
Sure.
So, well,
This ritual is unfinished, and I feel like we're gonna have to do something about that at some point. I don't know whether that's now or after we figure a way out, or whether that is the way out.
Well, I mean, if we need to finish this ritual, all of the basis of the knowledge of that is going to be over with Eleanor down back in the master bedroom. She's got all those notes scrawled everywhere, all the books around and stuff. I mean, we might be able to put something together from that based on what she was saying.
We also haven't rechecked the study yet, and that might be a place to find information.
That's a good idea. And then,
Can't hurt.
I mean, can hurt you, but we'll be okay. Yeah. So I'll follow your lead, Turner.
Okay, let's head to the study then.
Okay.
And I will lead us downstairs again.
Yep.
Down from the turret.
as you're starting down the stairs, the turret is exploding again behind you. And as our investigators are making their way toward the study to continue investigating. So I told the first dad joke. I've got more, but I certainly don't want to hog the spotlight.
Hey, why don't we give them one each, just as a little bonus? I feel that's a nice, fun thing.
Fair
I'm
enough.
for it.
That sounded like a volunteering to me.
Oh yeah, I'll do it. So, did you hear about the nosy chili? He was jalapeno business.
Oh.
Okay.
I like it.
All right. Our players take a point of sanity damage, but there we
Well,
go.
did you hear about the church that burned down in a small town? Holy smokes! I don't know if the mic can pick it up. My wife in the next room over just shouted boo so loudly I could hear it through my headphones.
Well,
Before we carry on, I think that one deserves something in return for our chemistry professor. So
no.
Inside a fire hydrant, you'll find H2O.
Mhm.
What will you find outside the fire hydrant?
I don't know. What will we find outside of a fire hydrant?
K9P.
I have
Okay.
one.
I'm using that one. I'm using that one in class on Monday.
I like it. I have one game relevant.
Go ahead.
What is the similarity between us and a calendar? The days are numbered.
Okay. Fair enough. Okay. So you're heading back down to the study. Means you head back down through the master bedroom where Eleanor is still lost among her books and her notes and the scrawlings on the wall. You step back into the study. You noticed the floor-to-ceiling built-in bookcases here earlier. They are in their heyday now, packed with books, every one of them lovingly taken care of. There's a wooden table in the center of the room, where Eleanor, now a now a young woman, frazzled, focus in her eyes, but also tremendous levels of stress, is sitting with stacks of books. She's tracing down a page with her finger and pauses and writes some notes in her notebook, and keeps going. As she does, you hear a gurgling sound from the other side of the table. She reaches over and you can see that she rocks a cradle. The gurgling stops and she continues with her reading and note taking. There are a variety of things that that you can roll, depending on what you'd like to do.
I think that I'm going to I'm gonna try for that spot hidden check. I know that previously, obviously, I'm not looking for things that are like secret passages last time, but I am looking for. I know now when this place is empty, what it looks like. I want to know. I'm really trying to find not so much what's spot hidden, but what is glaringly obvious as something now that stands out in the room.
Okay.
And I success 17 over 50.
Okay. Well, okay. So one change that you do notice is that you saw the track earlier. There is, yes, one of those sliding ladders to get at the top shelves. You had a hard success. You notice looking at the shelves, the collection is really remarkable. It's thorough, it's wide ranging. You've got math and physics and history and psychology, and complete sets of encyclopedias. Every book is lovingly maintained. Even notice on the bottom shelf, there are some pulp detective novels and some children's books, and even those are carefully maintained. I think the one other thing that you pick up on with a hard success, you notice that there are other, basically she's writing in a comp.
Okay. That looks interesting. I also do see some Lester Dent Pulp Fiction books, and I kind of do want to look at those too. But I think that given the circumstances, fine. I guess I'll look at the composition notebook. Although to be fair, I'm more truck guy and not words guy.
Well, I mean, you do have a words guy with you.
Yes,
Words guy, words.
The words guy would like to look at whatever of her notes and the notebooks that we're able to. I'm guessing we still can't physically touch them, although I will try. And remembering that in those notes we'd found with the ghost hunters, there was talk of temporal mechanics and lost civilizations. And obviously with the words that I've heard spoken, kind of anything that can draw me into the ritual that clearly they were researching.
Okay. So looking over her shoulder at the page that her composition book is open to, you can see that her handwriting is clear and pristine and very meticulous, worlds different than the wild scrawl in the master bedroom. But you're still seeing a mix of languages, a mix of alphabets. Your suspicion as a writer is that basically she had her own personal shorthand. Above game, this scene is dedicated to an old friend of mine who in college spent a year abroad in what was then the Soviet Union, and came home and found in the middle of class one day, looking down at his notes, that he was shifting back and forth between English and Cyrillic as he was writing in the middle of lines of notes.
Amazing.
That has stuck with me. If you want to give me a language roll, maybe you can begin to decipher how her shorthand works.
Okay.
Language is over on the right-hand side of the character sheet.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's a 77 over 50. You can push, you can spend luck, you can take the fail, you can ask somebody else to take a look.
Do I push this? Yeah, why not? Yeah.
It's a one shot. I mean, come on.
Yeah. I try looking
What are
over
you
your
gonna do?
shoulder.
Fail again?
Yeah, I look over your shoulder and I just go like, reads like stereo instructions.
We'll find out.
Oh, there's our second critical success of the game. That's incredible.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so you watch as she's tracing down the book. You look at the sentence that she's pointing to. You watch the way that she translates it into her notes, and you have with a little bit of time and observation, you have a very clear idea of how this shorthand works. You have a feeling that on a critical, you understand it well enough. You could translate pretty much anything that she wrote this way.
I look at Vaughn and I point over to Turner and I just go, "My guy's wicked smart."
You're also noticing, by the way, thinking back about the notes that you were reading from the Ghost Hunter earlier. She's based on the books on the table here. She's drawing from physics research. She's drawing from psychology. She's drawing from the occult. She's drawing from old-fashioned medieval alchemy. And you remember that her dissertation was about Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. She's basically working on all the weird influences that come together in that book.
Yeah.
On a critical success, you probably come up with the word polymath. Basically means she knows a little bit of everything and loves looking at where they all intersect.
Yeah. I think I have a shorthand down. We just need to find the right writing now for me to translate the ritual. So I'm going to guess is back in the room where she's grappling over papers in the master bedroom. So yeah, so I'm gonna bustle out of the door, leaving the other two behind me to try and kind of find the relevant passage.
Okay. Just so we're all on the same page, you do still have the nook that you have not revisited on this second pass through upstairs.
Yeah, you guys check out the Nook. I'm gonna go back over what we were looking at before just to check we haven't missed it. Now that I understand the language, that makes sense.
Yeah, newbie, come on. You look like you like a little nookie.
Just holler if you find any weird writings.
We might find other reasons to holler. You'll definitely be hearing from us.
I'll wander into the Nook.
Okay. There we go. All right. So you had noticed the window seat in the Nook earlier. Seemed like it must once have been a warm, cozy place to sit and read. And there's a lovely cushion there. There's a stack of books on one end of the cushion. There does seem to be a layer of dust on the books. Eleanor is about 10 years older than she was at the dinner party. Hairlessly dressed. Her hair isn't even brushed. It's going gray. She's standing, staring out into a storm. You see raindrops pattering against the window pane. She's got a piece of paper clutched in one hand so tightly that her knuckles have turned white. She's got a book in the other. She looks at the paper. You can see that it's a letter. She looks at it. She looks at the red leather tome in her other hand, as if she's weighing one against the other. And she finally speaks, almost sobs. I'm sorry, Zoe. I can't. I just can't. She lets the paper slip from her hand. It flutters to the floor, and she walks away, clutching the book.
I go to look at the
A few moments later, the loop repeats.
I'm able to look at it before it repeats.
So you can get a look at the letter. You can't really read it when it's clutched in her hand, and you have just a couple of seconds when it lands on the floor before the loop repeats. So it takes you a while. You're basically having to read like one sentence at a time, but you do eventually put it together. And if you can read for our audience, again, you can scroll down if you need to for plain text.
Of course. My dear friend, I have continued my research as you asked. In the surviving fragments of the lost book, De Temporis et Causalitas, I believe I have found the key, a unique formation of quartz crystal found only among the highest of the Himalayan peaks. These crystals are said to be capable not merely of channeling spiritual energies, but independently sustaining them. Should you succeed in opening a portal, they should certainly be capable of maintaining it long enough for your purposes. I had hoped to enclose a sample for your perusal, but I find that my guide Kenshi has deliberately smashed it. To allow the energies to dissipate, he says. The wasteful fool. Yet he insists that these crystals, improperly channeled or overextended, are the closest translation is avalanche. I have dismissed him from my service. Still, such a portal would tug and pull at the fabric of time itself. If sustained for more than a few hours, it might cause the flow of time to shift, to twist, perhaps even to loop back upon itself. If powered by these crystals, if even a fraction of Kenshi's mad rabbles are true after all, the result could be catastrophic. I do believe your work, my friend, yet I fear I must urge caution. I beg you to put it aside. Allow me time to learn more before you proceed. There are worse sins than breaking a promise, even to your beloved Zoe.
Is there a way for me?
I only dropped the name once, but you would have seen, in looping, you would have heard it multiple times. Zoe is the name of the woman in black who gave her the book in the first place.
Makes sense. Is anything in this room not an illusion. And I guess what I'm trying to say is there a way to like write in the dust or leave some kind of a sign that we are here, I guess, to some degree, or anything? I know we've kind of tried this in other rooms. I feel like there's a way of reaching out to her somehow. I only have one or two other ideas at this point on what to do going forward, but yeah.
You try a few things. You take one of the tools you have on you and try and scratch at the glass, and you can hear it scratch, but you don't see a scratch.
Okay.
As if the physical house is still there, but it's not part of the scene.
And you make a note of, as you said, there's we're firefighters who went into ostensibly a burning building with tools.
Yes.
Would
Speaking of which, I missed something earlier. I was distracted dealing with a
blame it on the cat.
Well, I was making sure I had correctly identified the incentives. But on your way in, you did have a chance to gear up. So you've got your coat, you've got your helmet, you've got your respirator, obviously, and you each also had an opportunity to grab one additional piece of gear. You can grab a fire axe, you can grab an extra oxygen tank, a first aid kit, toolkit. So I am assuming that our mechanic grabbed a toolkit.
We can assume as such. I was hoping for an axe, but that's also fine if one of the other guys grabbed an axe potentially. If not,
you've got your pry bar. You've got a nice heavy wrench.
Okay.
So you've got some options.
Okie doke.
Yeah. Turner would have grabbed an axe in case we needed to vent. So yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I was going to say an axe.
Okay. So
give the newbie an axe.
So 2 axes and a toolkit.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So go ahead and finish your question. I was just realizing I had changed you a piece of equipment.
No, that's wonderful. No, you've actually kind of answered my question in general. Okay, so we get that piece of information. We're in the Nook. We might want to try to share that information now with Turner. Newbie, do you want to come with, or are you sticking here?
I'm not staying someplace. I'm gonna keep moving.
Okay. I'm gonna try to catch up.
I don't want to play the game of waiting.
I'm gonna try to catch up with Turner, and we'll go through the front bedroom again to go around to meet up with him in the master.
Okay. All right. So you see the same loop as you did earlier. So by the time the two of you reach the master bedroom, Turner has had some time to work. Turner, you can go ahead and give me a spot hidden or a language roll, and because you did stunningly well in the study, you can have a bonus die.
Ooh.
Just to say roll with advantage.
Okay, roll with advantage. So yeah, there'll be the 38 over 60.
Okay. So by the time the two of you are coming in, excuse me, Turner, you've found just the right page of notes. You've got you found 2 different pages. One seems to have the ritual that she was using to open the portal. One matches what you saw her using to try to close it. This
I will-
is. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say I'll do my best to commit to memory the closing ritual.
Okay. I'm going to need two things. This is unorthodox, but basically in Call of Cthulhu terms, all of the notes in this room together are a tome. Which means, first of all, you're going to make a sanity roll for studying stuff humans were not meant to understand.
Okay. Sanity roll first. That's a failure.
Okay.
68
Roll
over
me a
59.
D3. So D6 divided by 2.
D6.
You just do one, roll 1d3,
3.
it'll do. Oh, that works.
Yeah, I figured I could have done that, but it's fine.
Yeah.
3.
Okay. So you're going to lose 3 points of sanity, and you can make an intelligence roll.
Oops, sorry, just rolled sound again by accident.
Okay.
6 and then an intelligence roll. Okay. Hard success, 28 over 70.
And you're just putting the finishing touches on that when the other two come in.
Yeah, and we fill him in on what we found in the Nook.
Okay.
Yep.
Call me an idiot.
You're an idiot.
Thank you, Brooke.
He's an idiot, sir.
You're an idiot, sir. Apologies.
Based on the note you found, it sounds like the guide that Zoe had with her destroyed the crystal and that dissipated the energy, right? That's what they said.
Mm-hmm.
Seems to be the consensus.
So we can dissipate the energy, but there's still this unfinished ritual to send this whatever it is away.
Well, to stop the time loop, but what happens if that thing that came out of the energy there, the rift, what happens if that comes after us? Like, we're not, like, to us, we're ghosts right now with this thing, but like when that thing's going to actually hit us in real time, that's not going to be awesome.
So I've got that covered, if it works. I figure if we time it right, if I add my voice to Eleanor's and finish the ritual, I don't know what it means for me, but you destroy the crystal the moment I do, and something's got to work out, right? We go back to where we should be. I don't know what it means for Sophia, but at least we put this fuckery and get out of a burning house very quickly.
Yeah. And hey, maybe if the time stuff lines up properly, maybe we can get a message out to the lady of the house and let her know that we, at least at some point in time, rescued Sophia.
Yeah.
Let's give it a shot.
All right. And break.
Okay. So, excuse me. Yes. It does occur to you, Turner. You have a strong enough understanding of this shorthand that if you wanted to, you could try and teach it to one of your colleagues, so that more than one person is trying to cast at the same time. You're also perfectly free to leave them to apply physical force to Crystal and see how that goes.
If you guys are capable of muttering this shit under your breath while you're smashing away? I got the hand movements covered.
Yep.
That's the thing. It's like, so I think probably if they
either is
focus
going
on
to
the
be an
muscle,
action. So trying,
Yeah.
it takes some concentration.
you guys focus on the muscle. I got this.
You got it, boss.
Sounds
Okay.
like a plan.
Okay.
Let's smash this thing.
All righty. So you're heading back up into the tower. I am adjusting my notes so I know what I'm looking at, more or less. Okay. So, who is acting first?
I would think Turner would probably act first.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll line the time frame right, wait for the loop to be right for the when Eleanor's going through the closing, and I'll do it at that time.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I would think Turner does his thing. Hooch, Newbie, he does his thing, and then I'm hanging on for backup in case either one of those things doesn't work, or if something happens, I can intercept.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd basically say if I go down, destroy the thing regardless, and we'll deal with the fallout from whatever's unleashed on Arkham, adding to the pile of shit that is a tower of shit. So it's fine.
All right. So, so Turner, you're going to go ahead and make a power roll. Because you're specifically making it at the because you're specifically making it during the point in time in which Eleanor is trying to dismiss this thing, you can roll with a bonus die.
Yeah.
Make sure you get this right, man. We got tomorrow's payday.
I did not get it right.
Son of a bitch.
Okay.
You can spend luck. Can you spend luck?
Yeah.
5 points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Five or six. Well, 5 or 6, but five with advantage.
We'll split
Okay.
the difference, make it 7.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
spending luck probably makes sense.
So you can feel that there's energy pushing back against you, but it can't seem to find purchase in the moment. Imagine trying to close the door while somebody's trying to force their foot into it. So you get a good push, not quite enough to seal the door, but it does seem to be heading in that direction. And you could swear that the images of Eleanor and of the ghost hunters are both a little more faint than they were a moment ago. That said, the image of the creature is still nice and distinct, and it is turning to take a lunge at you. And come on. There we go. Okay. So it's going to make an attack with those vicious teeth. You have 2 options. You can roll dodge, or you can roll an attack. If you're rolling an attack, you'll need to get a better success than it has. If you're rolling dodge, you'll need to get at least the same kind of success as it does. So a hard success is better than a regular.
Yeah. Okay. I'm technically, I guess my attack is better, so I should roll attack. No, it's just a regular success. No.
Yeah. And this thing is nasty. How many hit points do you have?
I have a very squishy 9, so this
Ooh.
probably isn't going to end well.
Okay. I was about to say, remembering somebody had said 12 or 13 earlier. Your firefighter coat and your helmet do work to mitigate, but not quite enough to get it down to less than 9. So the two of you see the images of Eleanor and the ghost hunters both get less distinct, and then your friend goes down. What would you like to do?
I want to swing my axe as hard as I can at that crystal.
Okay. You can go ahead and make me a brawl.
Oh, good. That's one of my fantastic statistics at 45. And that's a 60. I'm gonna spend the luck. I mean, I feel like I've been sitting on 70 luck this entire game. I might as well spend some of it.
Okay. So
I'll spend the 23 points.
With the axe, you're going to do 1d8 plus your damage bonus if you've got one.
Do I have a damage bonus? That's a wonderful question. I do not. These single dice have been rolling maximum numbers all afternoon.
Okay.
8 points of damage to the crystal.
All right. So you get a nice whack on this crystal. You get a crack that runs across it. You can see bits of electricity, energy, zapping back and forth across the crack. The images of Eleanor and the ghost hunters continue to get a little fainter, a little less distinct, but they're still there, which takes us to Pierce.
All right. So I have shenanigans potentially, because I know that I have this monster that attacked Turner is still with us in the room. It did not.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So I have two options here. I can try to somehow save Turner, which is where the shenanigans kind of takes a little bit more place. Because here's the deal. I only have a 1 in medicine. I have 1 point in medicine. But I do have 60 in mechanical repair. And what is the human body if not an engine? So there's that. Failing that, my other option that I was thinking was grappling this monster and basically wrestling him, remembering when Vaughn touched the crystal where it shocked him and it dealt damage. I want to basically body slam this creature onto the crystal, hoping to either A, do some damage to the monster, and B, possibly do damage to the crystal as well.
Oof. Okay. All right. I will tell you, as far as the first plan goes, Turner does not exactly look fixable. Even to the extent that mechanical repair would help a human body. Yeah, there is a point at which you call the insurance company.
He's just a little not on. He's still good.
He's in 3 pieces.
Oh.
Yeah.
Put it back together.
The head bone's connected to the torso bone.
Yeah.
There is usually in Call of Cthulhu, there's still some hope at 0 HP, but going losing all of your HP in one go. Yeah.
We're gonna call that a major wound.
That would be losing half in one go. Yeah, he's sorry to say.
It's not just a super wound; it's a super duper wound.
Super duper wound. Okay, so I guess my other option then is, try to manipulate this particular monster onto the crystal.
Yep.
Ooh.
So you're gonna go ahead and
fail a strength roll. What?
Make me a brawl.
Brawl. Here we go. Oh, that's not going to be good. Oh, but it is successful. 21 over 35.
Okay. As I recall. Yeah. Disregard the damage that's going to show up here. I'm just trying to get its degree of success. Mm-hmm. It fails. Okay. Oh my. So what kind of damage does this do? Okay. I am going to.
I am kind of using my pry bar, like in between its mouth to try to avoid the jaws.
Okay. I'm gonna say you can do 1d6 plus your damage bonus if you've got one to both the crystal and the creature.
Ooh. Now we're talking.
All right. My damage bonus. Where is my damage? Oh, it's in combat, right? Yep. Damage bonus is 0. All right. So 1d6. 5.
Nice.
Faint and flickering. The creature is still alive and well. And it is very much unhappy. I'm going to essentially flip a coin. On a 1, it's going to attack Vaughn. On a 2, it's going to attack Pierce.
I've been known to have particularly delicious blood, so if it does get distracted by the big pool of it now, I mean that's understandable.
If it was going to get distracted by a pool of blood, it would have been distracted by Eleanor's. It above game. It reacts poorly to actively messing with the crystal / ritual / time. So it is going to make an attack. Vaughn, as you know, you can fight back or you can dodge.
Yeah, let's see. I haven't looked at my dodge, but my fight back. Right, by fight back, I haven't looked at my words. I will try to fight back because I'm already holding my axe.
Okay.
So I'm going to roll fight and brawl.
Oof.
That's not gonna. Oh, yep.
Okay.
Well, Vaughn had a good run.
So your hit points are
-5 right now.
Oof. Okay. Well, -2 because you do protect a little bit from your firefighter gear, but not that.
Yeah, those
much.
chompers took me out.
Yeah. The horrifying thing is this monster is slightly nerfed from the published version. Okay, which leaves us with Pierce.
Okay. Well, right.
I'm gonna say seeing 2 people who've fallen, both of whom had axes. You can grab an axe if you'd like to.
Yeah, let's grab an axe. Yeah, Vaughn died doing what he loved, being incompetent. Loved it. Yeah, I'm gonna die by trying to hit it with an axe. So is that another? That's a brawl.
energy kind of playing across its surface and along the lines of the.
How's the creature? How's the creature looking?
Hasn't been touched.
Unscathed.
Crystal it is.
Yep.
All right. So I'm doing
brawl. Yeah.
Brawl. Okay. All right. So here's the deal. I failed at 38 over 35. I am definitely using 3 luck points.
Yep.
To get that. Hold on a second. Make that edit. There we go. Yeah, I'm using those 3 luck points. So to succeed, yeah, it beats it.
Yep. So the axe does 1d8 plus damage bonus if you got one.
Which I don't. So just 1d8.
Mm-hmm.
8 maxed it out.
Okay. So the crystal explodes. The view out the window, out all 8 windows around you, goes dark for a moment and then slowly starts to come up again. You have drained the energy out of the crystal, which basically sets things back the way they were when you first entered the house. Except that your 2 friends are laying here beside you. A reminder that when you entered the house, the turret was actively on fire, so I'm going to need a luck roll.
Yeah.
Join us in death.
Success 54 over 72.
How dare you survive?
Where Sophie is still in the ambulance. You're going to have, as I recall, you already had some explaining to do about a certain tree. You're going to have a lot more explaining to do about what happened to your comrades. But
yeah, and I'm absolutely going to stick to the story of the incompetence of the new guy. And how there was absolutely no way that this was going to be even remotely survivable if it wasn't for the heroism of Turner and myself. And I say this story to the press, to the captain, to everyone who will listen, while also now missing the other half of my mustache.
Exactly. And that's going to bring us to the end of our scenario, to the end of Arkham Fire. Let me see if we've got. Don't think we've got any more incentives to cash out. So we're going to go around the circle once again. Who are you? Where can people find you? Anything cool coming up?
All right. My name is Nick LaRue. You can find, I'm an author, critic, and screenwriter. You can find me at nicklarue.com. That's Nick spelled Niclarue. I should also go ahead and mention, you can find me on most other things at the screen name at Film Snobbery. That includes Bsky and all the other various social medias. You can, I want to encourage everyone, especially if you're in Massachusetts, if you're a writer, join Authors Against Book Bans. I'm on the Massachusetts leadership here. We are now fighting for legislation for the mass freedom to read. So, if you are inclined, and I actually would have everyone do this and to speak to your legislators nationwide to make sure that you all have the freedom to read and to fight against book bans. It has been wonderful doing this. Thank you so much, Steve, for running a fantastic game. And this was wonderful to participate in. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. And let's hop over to Mike.
I'll jump in again. I have been Turner, Rip, and I remain Mike. You can find me at Run Like Craig on Bsky, Run Like Craig 1979 on Instagram, and various other places over the internet, performing in actual plays, like over on Panzer's Tables, which is bi-weekly on a D&D stream, long-form campaign, as well as a few other bits and pieces. And yeah, had a delightful time. Thoroughly enjoyed that, Steve. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Was pretty sure I wasn't going to make it out alive from the moment I decided to join in the ritual. To be honest, I think missing out on a turn of hitting something would have been probably a little bit more useful than my sucky ass rolls at the end. But I did have 2 crit successes along the way, so
Yes, you did.
you take the rough with the smooth. That's Call of Cthulhu.
That is Call of Cthulhu.
And Doc.
I'm Doc. Hi. This has been a lot of fun. If you want to find me, I'm on various Discords under the handle Doc Bones or Dr. Bones 412. I have a Linktree, linktree.com/DocBones. You'll find some actual plays I've been on, some streamed games, and ongoing Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle that we just recorded an episode for it about 2 hours before we did this, which was fun running and like wiping off all the makeup and everything and changing completely. I just got a new scenario on the Miskatonic repository for Drive-Thru RPG. It's called Where Dreams Take Root. It's a lot of fun. Please check it out. The guy I wrote it with, we both used the nickname Doc, so it became kind of a running joke of the two of us together have to write something, and we did, and it just came out. So check that out on my Linktree. Check out some. I'm everywhere if you need to find me. I'm not hard to find.
Awesome. I didn't call for a role in the moment, but I am sure that in fighting with a creature from beyond time, it's probably enough to trigger another bout. So Vaughn ends where he began, not believing a word of anything that's going on around him.
He died doing what he loved, not believing anybody around him.
Yep. And I'm Steve Anderson. You can find me playing and running games all over Twitch and YouTube. You can find me on the socials at TallHalfling, sometimes TallHalflingRPG. You can find this scenario, Arkham Fire, on Drive-Thru RPG, where it just this morning went silver. And
Amazing.
Thank you so much for playing. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you to Roll for Good for hosting us.
Absolutely.